Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, your host. I am back in the saddle again, and I'm so happy to be here because today we are featuring my own personal chamber in Tarpon Springs, the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. Jean, what can I say?
Welcome back. I love John, but having worked with him without you for the last, 3-4 months?
It's been that long, yeah.
It's like a COVID on steroids.
Sorry, John. We love you. You
Yes,
know
we
that.
do, but I'm so glad you're back.
I am glad I'm back, too, thankfully.
And we've got some awesome guests this time.
We do. You always bring us awesome guests. They bring their great props. And I also have a personal passion for Wentworth Golf and Country Club. And we happen to have two people that we have not interviewed before on the chamber. And we're glad to have you. Carolyn, is it Carrozza?
Yes.
Oh, good. And Michael Merrigan. We have the GM and Director of Private Events, and we were talking just before the show on the changes that are taking place over at Wentworth. So why don't you share that with us? Because we live in another community that that is still owned by your former employer. So tell us about what's happening now.
It's pretty exciting.
Well, I'll let Michael answer that question, only because a lot of it has to do with the golf course right now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, so our new owner, he is very experienced in the superintendent portion, agronomy, and he has worked in other managerial positions, but he's really dedicated to the golf course. So we want to bring the course conditions back to, some exclusive sort of feeling as it once was,
I didn't realize that it wasn't, because when you drive through there, it's just a beautiful community.
It is beautiful. It could just be that much better, that much more exciting to come to. We want to promote a very fun and enjoyable environment for people to come and hang out at the clubhouse, play golf, enjoy some instruction. The more instruction people get, the more they want to come and play golf because it'll be more fun for them.
And it's more frustrating the more
It-
you
oh,
go.
it
I've
is
got to
very
work on that
frustrating.
little thing, and I've got to work on that little. Yes, exactly.
Oh, don't we all?
So, what are some of the things that they're doing at the golf course?
So our greens have come a very long way. They're very full and healthy now. Our fairways are filling out, and we are working on our practice facility as well for the time being. And then we'll start migrating into the clubhouse once we bring the course back up to par.
Very nice.
What is
Very
Who
nice.
designed that course?
It was designed by Steve Smyers. So he also designed Old Memorial, Crescent Oaks, Cheval, and another notable is Isleworth Country Club over in Orlando.
Okay.
Very nice. Are you a golfer, my dear?
I used to be. I grew up golfing with my dad
Yeah.
because I was his oldest son, and then I discovered tennis when I went to college, and for some reason I just couldn't sit still long enough to play 18 holes of golf and take up that time. I could go play a couple of hours of tennis and go do something else. So I play every now and then, but I know a little bit.
It's good that you are teaching. I have never picked up a golf club.
Yeah.
So I am your customer, your classic customer to come and learn and then enjoy the different events that are going on. Now, my favorite over at Wentworth happens to be Burger Night. If you want to have an absolutely incredible burger, you need to check it out. And that's Wednesday nights.
That's Wednesday nights, and it's
Yes.
$6.
Yeah,
No kidding.
Yeah.
that is crazy.
Yes, our food and beverage team does a fabulous job when it comes to that. We're getting ready for a menu change. That will probably go into effect, I think, in September. So every 3 to 6 months, Alton, our food and beverage director, is trying to, foofy up our menus a little bit.
Sure.
Bring in some new dishes. We'll have features, different specials. But yeah, we do quite a big burger night. It's
Yes,
big.
yes.
Wow.
Now, what time does that start?
It's all day long.
Yeah.
Oh,
day.
really? It's
All
all
day
day
long.
long? Has it
Lunch,
always been
dinner.
all day long?
We need to go for lunch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So tell us, Caroline, now you've just come on board, but you had been working, you've got many years in the industry, right?
Yes, but I came on board in January of 2020.
Okay.
I opened up another club for the previous owner, came back to Wentworth January 2020, and then COVID hit. So then I was pushed to the Tampa market again. But as soon as I had the opportunity to come back to Wentworth and come back to the team that I love and adore, I ran. So, and I've been back there since, I want to say, the beginning of December. just busy. COVID just pushed all of our brides and events into 2021. So finding a date on the weekend right now is a little tough.
Sure.
Because we are just, I mean, Thursday through Sunday, we not only do just weddings. I mean, we do baby showers, birthday parties, celebration of life. Just because, you know, sweet 16s,
And
you name it.
The venue was just absolutely gorgeous. Those pictures that you sent me that we see right now on the screen.
Oh, nice.
This one in particular,
That was a nighttime wedding.
that just is
No,
absolutely so romantic and gorgeous.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
this was one of our outdoor weddings. This was during COVID.
No kidding.
Yes.
Yes, and that building is just exquisite,
Yeah.
inside and out.
Wow, that is so beautiful. So you still pushed through a little bit in COVID and
did.
made it work then, right?
We did. And we're still making it work now.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a really great team from our maintenance team on the golf course all the way through our department heads. And we all work as a family. We're a small group.
That's
so,
great.
yeah.
Sometimes that works really the best.
Well, we love, that's what our guests love about us.
Yes,
Is
yes.
because they get to know each and every one of us, whether it's for a golf tournament or it's a private event.
Sure.
We all work together.
That's beautiful.
And I know anytime that I've called and talked to whoever answers the phone, is Caroline there? I know this, I can't remember which day she's off, and they know. They
Yeah.
just automatically know. And when I came in and met with you, she said, "Are you sure? Because she's off today." And you had come in, I think specifically, and had slipped in the back door or something.
Right.
But you're right. Everybody just knows everybody. It's like family.
They
you
do.
can feel it.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I'm like the mother. Actually, like I was telling you earlier, I'm the oldest one out of the group, so they're like my kids.
Yeah,
You know?
sure, sure.
But we all work together just perfectly.
That's wonderful. So today, what are we talking as far as how far out if somebody wants to get married or have a specific event?
We always make room. I will always find a date for someone. Even with the golf tournaments that we book, we always find alternative dates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll
that's
make sure
good.
that it happens for
That's
you.
good.
Yeah.
I want to get married. I want to marry my husband again.
Well, you could do a vow renewal
Yeah.
in the front of our building.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
We're
wouldn't
gonna
that be gorgeous?
I know we're gonna talk about that. So what other kind of events that are coming in there? Are you doing mostly weddings and
We do everything.
everything?
Yeah,
I love
we're-
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a
We're
lot of
getting ready
variety.
to do a chamber event
Are you?
sometime in the next couple of months.
Good.
We're going to do an after hours, and we're going to do a ribbon cutting because of the new owners and coming out of COVID. And we
Right.
just haven't specifically set the date, but September-ish. I
We're
think.
hoping for September.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Now, did you guys come on board recently with Wentworth with the new owners, or were you part of the chamber before?
We recently came on board.
Okay.
They were, Wentworth was members several years ago, and then came on with the new owners, I think, and Caroline and I talked, and I went, "Oh, great, it's so good to have you back." But then I learned about the whole new team and how exciting that was.
Yeah.
I just love hearing this. When I saw that Wentworth was coming on with new ownership and new team and everything, I was really excited. I've been waiting for Burger Night. Have you been doing it for a while now?
It hasn't stopped.
It hasn't stopped. You didn't skip a beat, COVID or no COVID, right?
Well, the other thing I'm thinking too, as we're sitting here, after you and I had talked, I have no idea how many golfers we have in Tarpon that might want to compete with Upper Tampa Bay. Mark, are you listening? And you're halfway between the two, and so that would be a great thing to maybe set up sometime in the next year.
Oh, yeah. That would
Definitely.
be
Is a
great.
Tarpon versus Upper Tampa Bay Chamber.
Do it.
Wouldn't that be
Yes.
great?
That would
That would
be
be
fun.
awesome.
That's a great. You come up with some of the best ideas. That's great.
Well, it's just kind of like, all of our chambers
Yeah,
talk to each
yeah.
other, and there's a little bit of a competitive nature there.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're members of that chamber yet or not, but that would be a good way for them to have exposure too, because it's an easy drive over from
Right.
Oldsmar.
Yeah.
Well, the best part about putting together a golf tournament as well is that you get to work with the golf
Yes.
part of it.
Yes.
And you get to work with food and beverage because
Yes.
we combine the two. You
To a
know, you need-
fundraiser.
Yeah.
Nice fundraiser. And not that we
And
don't
that's
have
what
enough of those, but
90% of our golf tournaments are fundraisers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
even
good.
if we also do small outings with 20 to 30 people. You could
That's-
also do that.
Yes,
We have instruction where Tanner and Mike do personalized instruction for you.
That's
Nice.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yes.
there are
What
some.
about kids, children's programs?
We do. We have a Monday clinic for the kids in the afternoon, and then we also do it on Saturday morning.
Oh, and Saturday
fun.
morning. What's the age group?
It is from 6 to 14, and then
6.
yeah, we go as
Those
as
little
young as
tykes
6.
are so. I mean,
that's
I can remember
fabulous.
my brothers getting their clubs cut off. My father would set that all up. And you talk about enthusiasm and natural swing most of the time. Wow.
Yeah, most of them you don't even want to mess with because they look so great. I'm like,
How do you think?
Can I come into kids class? I know. I'm overqualified age-wise, but that's probably where I need to start.
Remember when Tiger Woods started at what, 3 or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's great.
Well, we're out of time again.
I just looked.
I know. It's just amazing.
Thank
how
you
quickly this
so
goes.
much, you guys.
You're very welcome.
We're going to
Thank
come
you
and
for having
visit.
us on.
and thank you for having us.
And thank you for being there. We'll be right back.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
This is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 Who Knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 Who Knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore.
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and made
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of...
As your super connector. We want to introduce you to our 50 plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name. Because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We're the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm your host, Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my co-host extraordinaire, Jean Hungiville from the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. Our next guest happens to be Beth Tasis from the ARC Tampa Bay. Welcome. It's great to have you with us.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, and thanks for bringing some artwork. And I know you have some questions for Beth to hear more about what's happening. We are an art community in Tarpon Springs, aren't we?
Yes, but the ARC is just an amazing organization. When I first came to the area, our chairman of the board at that time was one of your employees, and I got to know a little bit about ARC at that point, and then we got busy with all kinds of stuff. So, tell me a little bit. What's the origin of ARC, and when did it start?
Sure. So the ARC has actually been around. So our ARC, the ARC Tampa Bay, started in 1958 in the local Pinellas County community. So we've been around for a while. We actually used to go by the name of U Park, and we've rebranded in 2015. But the same organization, kind of doing the same thing. The ARC, whether you're talking about the local chapter or the national affiliate, we are an organization that supports individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And we do that in a variety of ways in residential programming and day programming, but the main objective is really to make people move towards independence, to be real contributors to their community and to make sure that they just live rich, very fulfilled lives in our community.
Some of the things that I found out recently, Barbara, and I didn't realize, is you had homes in different areas as well.
We do.
And you have how many in our area?
So we have 18 group homes in Pinellas County, and a lot of times people don't even know that we're there, and that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. So we have group homes as far south as Largo and as far north as Tarpon Springs. So we actually have 3 that are right in our backyard in Tarpon Springs.
And I didn't even realize that until you and I had started talking recently. And I think that there was one of the homes there. I had worked with some of the I think it was young adults at that time, who came and did a project, moving some furniture and doing some other things because they had bought a table that we had. I had no idea that was connected until I think afterwards. And then when you and I were talking, I put it all together.
Yeah, and we try to blend it. Just that makes me really happy to hear that you didn't know we were in your backyard, because we just want to be, a part of the community and, want to just kind of integrate and to some degree go unnoticed. I mean, certainly we want people to know that we're in the community and we want them to support our organization and help us fulfill our mission. But it makes me happy and proud to hear that we blend.
Well, the nice thing about it, too, and I can remember the experience of watching them interact with each other, but then somebody asked me a question about the chamber and asked, what is this? I don't know anything. To which then 2 or 3 other people had the same type of question. So we had a little bit of a learning session, and the young man who was organizing all of them, taking this table apart and doing stopped, and we were able to do this is what the chamber is. And I realized I was talking to some people who really needed some detailed and slower instruction. But it was, amazing. And they were all extremely polite. It was just a delight.
That's great. Yeah, I'm glad to hear. And so I think, when you say, these were just some individuals that needed some additional time and more detailed instructions, I mean, really, that's what a lot of our programming is about. It's about creating opportunities for people to learn, to have experiences. And, when you have an intellectual or developmental disability, sometimes, for you to be able to accomplish a skill, you might just need a little bit more time or opportunity or patience. So our organization really kind of strives to extend those opportunities and make sure that they're plentiful so people can continue their development.
That's what I wanted to ask you, is can you walk us through that opportunity with a participant from start to as they grow? What can they expect, and how do they get involved with you?
So from a service perspective, I guess kind of the best way that I can give you a compressed example of how our service model works is all of our services are individualized. So whether you're talking about somebody who's very, very young or you're talking about somebody who's much older, what we do is we sit down with that individual and we learn about them. We just like anybody else in the community, what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses?
Sure.
And we come up with individualized plan and programming, not just on what we think is the best course for them, but what they want to do. What does that look like? Is it a child who needs to do better in school? Is it an adult that maybe wants to get a job in the community? So we sit down, we look at what their wishes are, and we try to help match them with the skills that they need to build to contribute, and get a meaningful experience in their community.
That is exactly what I was looking for, because I wasn't sure, because this is my first exposure to this, which I think is fabulous. I didn't know if it was geared towards just artwork and helping them hone in on the artwork, but you take it above and beyond, which I think is really, really phenomenal.
So we really try to offer a variety of opportunities. They could be recreational, they could be artistic. It could be somebody learning skills in their home. It could be activities of daily living, like how to cook for myself, how to do my own laundry, or it could be recreational, like coming to our art studio and learning how to paint. We have some individuals or artists that have produced some beautiful artwork that actually gets showcased once a year. Sit and Tell galleries in downtown Safety Harbor, they actually have a wonderful event that they do for us where they clear the walls and they put all the artwork up. So
nice.
It's a really a wide variety of opportunities, but it's just like you or I, how do we learn skills? It's not just in a classroom. It's, it's going through the normal activities of life.
Life skills.
Yes.
Absolutely. That is really fabulous.
Yeah,
And
this artwork is amazing.
It truly is. Can we talk about these two pieces?
Sure.
And who and how, what, when, where, age group?
So these two pieces came from our art studio, which is located in downtown Safety Harbor. It's the Harborside Studios location. So these two artists, they're adult artists, and they work with a group of artists and direct support professionals that come in and, just try to help them not only create a beautiful piece that they'll be proud of, but a lot of this has to do with manipulation, fine motor skills.
Oh, okay.
So it's as much recreational as it is therapeutic. And this is probably one of our most popular programs, not only for the participants, but also for the community. If you stop by downtown Safety Harbor and come into our art gallery, there's beautiful, beautiful works of art that they've produced for sale.
Very
You should
nice.
see what's hanging on my wall. Talk a little bit about the frog.
So, I knew I was coming to see Jean, I believe it was last week, and I knew that I wanted to bring a little bit of the piece, a little piece of the ARC to the Tarpon Chamber, and I was able to gift Jean a beautiful frog painting that was done by one of our adult artists, and it's
I
pretty
wish
neat.
I should have brought it, because it's a frog, and you're about 6 inches from his face, and he or she has big black glasses on.
Oh.
It is just soulful, funny. It makes you smile, and it's very colorful.
It's was very vivid. Yeah.
Yes.
So very much like you, fit your personality. So I thought it would be a great piece for you to have in your office, and when you looked at it, just kind of remind you of
And
us
I
at
see
the
it
art.
the first thing I walk in every day, because I put it right so that when you walk in, it's right directly opposite the door.
Oh, how
And
fun.
It's really, really
Well,
a
you
fun
described
piece.
it perfectly, because I saw the picture. I saw it really very vividly.
Yeah, it's
That
great.
is so much fun. I love hearing about this.
Now,
This is so exciting.
You have children as well.
We
than
do.
adults. What age groups, and how does one get started, or how would one approach 3-year-old, 6-year-old?
Sure. So we actually started, our roots were in children's services, and we just recently came back to that. So we have opened a clinic. It's an applied behavior analysis clinic, which is the primary methodology that they use for children that are diagnosed on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
So right now the clinic typically serves kids between 3 to 14 years of age, and you can get started simply by reaching out to us at the ARC. Our number is 727-799-3330, and we have
And it's on the screen.
Oh, that's great. Okay,
Or
and we
was it,
have a
right?
board-certified behavior analyst that will, help to get an individual connected to funding and also to do an assessment to figure out what's the best way to support that child. Because again, everything we do is person-centered. The way that you teach and support one individual is not necessarily going to be how you teach the next.
And what is the area? Do they have to be a resident here of Tarpon Springs?
They don't have to be a resident of Tarpon Springs, so
Okay.
we actually will accept anybody from all over the Tampa Bay area. So our general
So
reach,
not even just Pinellas County.
not just Pinellas County. Yeah,
Very
so
good.
we're open.
So if a parent notices that maybe their child might need some additional help, they call you up, set up an appointment, come in for a consultation. Is that how that works?
So the best thing to do really is to start with your pediatrician
Oh,
to really
okay.
kind of get a general sense
Okay.
of what. Because there's a lot of reasons that
course.
a child could be displaying some sort of developmental delay. Is it something
Okay.
medical that needs to be assessed or addressed.
Of course.
Is it something that looks like it's maybe a developmental delay, or it's maybe along the lines of the autism spectrum?
Gotcha.
And if that's the case, then certainly reach out and we can connect that individual with services.
Awesome. That is so great. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
of course.
This was
Happy to
very
be here.
enlightening and informative.
What is the phone number one more time?
So our phone number at the ARC is 727-799-3330, and we'll be happy to help support anybody that feels like they're in the need of services or just wants some general information about how to best get connected.
Thank you, Beth. You're a
that's
delight.
fabulous. Yeah.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember anymore. Ask attorney about
Yes. To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple of years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business card machine.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know.
Okay, welcome to Chamber TV, and this is the fun times of Tarpon Springs.
It is.
Somebody said we're a boring chamber. Not on your life. Barbara.
Help! I think you did good. I told Jean.
I have the pleasure of introducing you all to one of my favorite new members, Sean Loucas. He has a Tiki Tavern barge, and it's called Tiki Tavern Nautica. Talk a little bit about why this came about and what COVID had to do with it. That's a good place to start.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. First of all, thank you, Jean, and everyone for inviting me on your show. It's a pleasure to be here today and just tell you a little bit about our company and what I do. And first of all, I'm the owner and the operator of Tiki Tavern Nautica. And We provide fun and sun at sea right here in Tarpon. We're a local company, and it all started a little over a year ago. I also own a travel agency, and well, as you know, COVID hit.
Oh,
and
yes.
It doesn't, it speaks for itself. As you know, travel was, everything got cracked down on, and people,
So you
locked down.
So you figured out how to let people travel
Well,
in style.
You could say that. I mean, what happened was I realized that I had to do a shift somehow in my business model of what I was doing in life because, I didn't know how long this was going to go. And I have a dock in a marina where I live, and I was sitting out there and one night, and I was looking at all the boats go by with a good buddy of mine, and I said, gosh, I noticed a big trend of more and more people are going out on boats since the lockdown. And, so I started looking into things, and I found this concept of a floating tiki bar. And I went, that's really cool. I've traveled extensively. I've lived overseas for over 15 years. I've been to Africa. I've been to Thailand, all over Asia. I've been all over Europe. And one of the things that I was always attracted to were the more tropical regions.
Okay.
And in that, I've found all these different tiki styles and backgrounds on the tiki culture. It's not just limited to Hawaii, which is what most people think when they think of tiki.
Okay.
So I looked at this one concept of this floating boat, or actually it was just a raft with some barrels under it, but you got to start somewhere, right? But after looking further into it, I realized I wanted something a little bit more substantial to offer my passengers. So I went in all the way on this and invested.
I would say so.
Yeah. So I the boat that I have is it's a beautiful boat, custom designed specifically for the tiki.
There it is.
The tiki lovers of.
I love this.
Florida.
I know. It is so awesome.
Thank you. And so, yeah, we accommodate 6 passengers. We have a lot of features on the boat as well. It has a bathroom on board. It has, we have a freestanding cooler with ice provided for passengers so they don't have to lug their coolers down to the dock from their cars. We have Bluetooth speakers on board for easy connectivity to your phone or device. And you can play and stream your favorite music while we're out there. And if you don't have music, we provide Jamaican Me Crazy, all kinds of instruments.
I love it. I love this.
So, we make sure that everyone's going to have a good time. There's just no excuse for boredom on Tiki Tavern Nautica.
Do you ever get a boring passenger?
Well, we did have that occasion. It did come up. We did give them a half refund, but it was also it turned out to be a one-way ticket out to one of the deserted islands.
Don't be boring.
No, I'm totally kidding. We don't. People don't come out to be bored. They come out to have fun, and they come out to enjoy the water. They come out to be entertained and entertain themselves, and we just try to provide all the features and resources to accomplish that for them.
How long are we out there?
Well, that's a very good question. We currently have packages that start at 2 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
And it can go up to a full day. It really depends on how seaworthy you are.
I see.
And how long you like to be out there. Now, if you're doing a 2-hour package...
Wait a minute. Why 2 hours, not 3?
Well, I don't know. Some of us who are from the older generation may remember Gilligan's Island and how 3-hour tours turns out. So we kind of skipped over and started at 2 hour, and then the next package up would be a 4 hour. So it's kind of like that number 13 button on the elevator nobody wants to touch. So we stay away from the 3-hour tours. But yeah, we have a great time. The 2-hour tour is primarily focuses just within Anclote River. Anclote River is a beautiful river that has a lot of Greek culture and history,
And dolphins.
and wildlife, manatees as well. And we take you down the Anclote River to almost the mouth of the Gulf.
Okay.
There's a few little uninhabited islands right around in that area, and sometimes sandbars if the tide's low.
Okay.
And we allow passengers to do small excursions and get off the boat, and we have a nice convenient little ladder. They can climb right down into knee-high deep water, and they can walk up onto any of the
jump
islands.
overboard.
They can. I don't suggest it, but now you're entertaining the dolphins when you start doing that kind of stuff instead of the other way around. But
Okay.
This sounds like you've got me so engaged. Just,
I know,
I
it
mean,
sounds
from
like-
the tiki hut idea and just a small group and all. But here's what I've picked up even before the show is, Sean, your personality is driving your business. I just know that. I want to come on board to hear these one-liners and you just it's a happy tour. Starting with 2 hours. Who would not want to go on something like this, really?
No, and it's so much fun because it's one of those things when I first started talking with him, I thought, okay, you're going to be doing, and I had in my head, this is nothing like I expected.
No,
This is completely custom.
not at all.
You do your own thing. He will facilitate all of this fun stuff. I just think it's great.
thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I try. I kind of grew up outside. Well, some people say you live in the box or you live outside of the box. Myself, personally, I believe there is no box.
There you go.
That's a great
I
philosophy.
just kind of do what comes to mind if it makes sense, and if it makes people happy and have fun, it's even better.
And you had a really power statement just before we opened this segment. If you can remember what that was, it really hit home, and I think it will hit home for our viewers as well, is why you went into this. I mean, this whole COVID endemic, back to a pandemic has been a nightmare for us. But not every single one of us that do think outside of the box and become the box.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I realized during this, just observing society as a whole and my family and friends and everything, some people, they didn't let this thing get to them, and I really admire that courage because we just, in this day and age, we don't really know what we're hearing, how much fact is really behind opinions that we hear and what have you, and then we had the other. There's other people who this has overtaken their life, and,
Yes.
they're so scared.
Yes.
They're scared of just. Here's the problem. I came to a conclusion for myself anyway, and it's you live life either afraid of dying or afraid of living. And for me, I'm not afraid of living, and I'm certainly not afraid of dying. I have no regrets in life, and I just want everyone to have the courage just to go out and enjoy life to its fullest.
And you're doing that. You are a
in
gift.
a responsible way, of course.
Well,
but,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's always very important. But
your philosophy, you exude your philosophy with how you express yourself and deliver. This isn't a sales pitch for you to go on this wonderful cruise with you. It's an experience to allow us all to make a choice to get away and let this craziness go, because then we don't feel like we have our freedom. We are in our own emotional prison lockdown. That's what it's become to so many people out there. It doesn't have to be that way. And I know it's easier said than done, but you're proving it, my friend.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I really enjoy. I've had so many people that have come out and enjoyed the day with us, and
probably come back with just a whole new attitude.
Yeah.
They
have.
I bet.
I've seen people come out with masks on outside, and I'm like, I'm okay with whoever. I respect everybody, however they think and feel. By the end of their voyage with us, the mask was gone, and everybody was happy and enjoying themselves, and they thanked me, and everybody hugs and goes.
That's great. Well, it's an experience, and we have just run out of time. We could sit and talk with you all day. Boy, wouldn't it be great if we just come out there on your ship and do a show there.
Yeah, anytime.
That would be fun.
Oh my
gosh.
we might have to use a little bit of extra Velcro.
Well, thank you so much, Sean. You're a delight, and it was
my
really
pleasure.
great having
Thank
you
you so
on.
much for
You got to
having
check
me.
Sean out.
Yeah, thank
Go on
you.
out there. We'll be right back.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because We Beam TV is working over in Tampa with Dancing with the Stars.
62 who knew. I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62 who knew.
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yeah. Woo! Can't remember
To be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and changed them.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left-hand white, and then they catch the left-hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to.
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, you know, we're one of the only states that don't give them back their right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, you know, with Women Unscripted, I know.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back into my Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me is my fantastic co-host, Jean Hungiville. It's been months since we have done this show. I've had some personal stuff with my hubby, and I thank you and John for holding my position here.
Well, we held the fort down,
and I'm sure you did.
But it is so good to have you back.
I feel so at home. I missed everybody, so this is great. Thank you.
Yes.
And you know what? In this last segment, we're going to be talking a little bit more on what's going on with the Chamber of Commerce, the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. So I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend.
Oh, we have had so much going on. I need to fill you in on what John and I have been talking about.
Please do.
But not here.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
because
okay.
They've already heard all of that stuff. They've heard it all. But
All right.
We've all made it through COVID. I mean, this has been like driving 15 miles an hour for a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And now suddenly they tell me, you can go 80. And you know me. That's what I like.
Yeah, you're ready for that, Miss Race Car Driver.
Ready for that. So, one of the things that we have just added on last week is a new employee. And so I am so excited. Russell Hilton, Russ as we call him, has joined our staff as the Member Support Services. And he will be on Monday through Thursday. and anything that has to do with supporting our members.
Ooh, nice.
And he'll be helping visitors on Mondays and Tuesdays, which will free me up since I usually was the only one in the office. And then Jack Spurk is still on board, of course, and he's Wednesday through Friday with that role. But he's going to be helping to plan the monthly events. Those monthly events are really what the crux of holding up our members there. We've got our breakfast. We already started looking at the 2 breakfasts on the 1st of the month and the 3rd Wednesday of the month. Good morning, Tarpon. But the Johnny Grits breakfast has now been rebranded as Bacon and Business Bits.
Oh, I love that. That's
I know.
fun.
It's like getting a fresh sense of humor in here, getting a new
Yes.
set of eyes. We're going to try to start doing the lunches again because I just got a little overwhelmed with trying to find great speakers and getting people and listening to what members want. So we're hoping our members are going to tell us, who do you want to hear from? We're going to start with some marketing and maybe talk about some Google Analytics and some other things, but trying to get lunches together. We did one a couple of weeks ago with the Palm Harbor Chamber.
Oh, really? How did that go?
It was 83 people attended. Wow. You asked me how it went.
Oh my goodness.
Lord.
That is a fabulous turnout.
Most of it was Palm Harbor, I have to confess, because they usually are used to having lunches. We were trying to bring lunches back because it was at a location at Currents in Tarpon Springs.
Oh, okay.
But it was energy.
I can imagine.
The room capacity was 80. Sorry, Fire Marshal. But what happened was we had people who, after last call at 5 o'clock the night before, we had 20 more people sign up. And the food was fabulous. The community pulling the 2 chambers together was great. It was superb.
I love to hear that.
And then one of my delightful members, Ellen Adams from May Solar, one of my favorite, at that time he was my least favorite member, said, by the way, does everyone know that it's Jean's birthday?
Oh.
And pushed me up, and I had 83 people singing me happy birthday.
Oh, how fun.
What a great birthday present that was.
Of course.
But at that time I was ready to just kill him. Because I don't want to count birthdays anymore. But that was how we sort of are kicking off lunches again.
Good.
So we will be looking at doing some of that, possibly with some other chambers. But if it's Wednesday, it's Chamber Day in Tarpon.
Oh, I love it. I love
happy
it.
hours at the end of the month. We are going to be catching up on ribbon cuttings, which I will tell you a little bit more about, some of the dates that we already have. Because with COVID, we've sort of put them a little on to the side because it was uncomfortable for people to get together like that. So, but Russell will also be doing the email blast. So members, if you're watching, give me your information. We'll get your email blast out. Usually we try to do no more than 2 a day, but between advertising, special events, open houses, and people coming back alive, we're getting a lot of email blasts out, and we'll get those out too. So, but send them to me. We'll take a look at them, make sure they're good to go. Also, our websites need some updating, and I know many of you have let me know. That's terrific. Thank you. It means people care about us and people are watching. We've got 2 websites. One is tarponsprings.org, and there it is. And it's our lovely bayou. There's our iconic boat. The Tarpon Springs down at the docks, the Safford House, which is one of our fabulous homes, and then the Sponge Docks, which was that last glance looking down the Enclote River. We will be, updating some events, putting some other information out there. We also have a Fine Arts Festival website now, and Russ will be working on keeping that up to date, and that is tarponspringsfineartsfestival.com. And that one was birthed just before COVID, and we started using it, so that'll get some more tweaking as well. And then he'll be also handling our social media, and that's something that will be taking that off of my plate. Thank goodness, because I get busy putting people together so that so that nobody is standing watching the crowd, and I also have in mind who needs to meet who at some of these. Call me Yentl for business, putting people together, and I forget to take photos. And so he will be there taking that
Candid
off
photos.
of
That's
off
great.
of my shoulders and post ones too. He also came up with a great idea yesterday. We had 3 people from Germany that were that had come in the front door, and we do get a lot of international visitors.
I'm sure you do, Jean.
And he said, you know what we need to do? We need to set up a spot where people like that can come in, we'll take their picture and put it on our Facebook page saying, look who visited us today.
Great idea. Great.
I've been so busy in spreadsheets and doing, the loan information and getting that business stuff out. I forget about some of the fun stuff sometimes.
Of course. And Tarpon Springs, I mean, it spells out fun, fun, fun. If you haven't ever been there, you need to come down to where I live, and you live close by as well, now in Palm Harbor. So I think this is great. You're getting extra help so you can get out there more. Obviously, you have not skipped to be here, that's for sure.
Fresh ideas, brainstorming sessions, and just having some new energy, and that's fabulous.
Yes, it is.
I've also got some other good news.
Cool.
We are working with a national company to try to coordinate health benefits for our members.
Nice.
I had an appointment earlier this week with that, and there's more details, so stay tuned, because it's a national company that's starting to work with chambers of commerce and putting together, how do your small businesses who can't afford insurance, what do they do? And so we're just starting to scratch the surface of that, so stay tuned, because if I can have that as one of our member benefits, that is going to be such a great support.
Absolutely. Anytime where we can save a few dollars, especially as costs have been going up in so many different arenas, and trust Jean to help you out with things like that. So if you're a business owner, you want to check out the Tarpon Springs Chamber of Commerce. If you're thinking of coming down to Florida and living permanently or even part-time, definitely check out Tarpon Springs. I've been living there 25 years and love every minute of it.
It is just fabulous. I know. It is a friendly town. It's 18% Greek, which gives it this wonderful flavor. It's the largest Greek community per capita. Not the largest in the country, but it's the largest because we only have 27,000 people. Mm-hmm. And the personalities of the town is just a blend of just all these different people that have moved from everywhere. And there's all price points. We have condos, townhouses, beautiful mobile home parks.
I know.
And
there was a new one that opened up. Right? Isn't it in Tarpon Springs?
No, not.
Or is it a little bit close to Tarpon Springs?
I think it is.
Yeah,
and I haven't investigated that yet. And then we have some beautiful homes on the water. We have some gated communities. We have plenty of over 55 communities that are a mixture of villas and townhouses and condos. It's a wonderful place to live.
And no matter where you go in Tarpon Springs, I know we have only a minute remaining. No matter where you go in Tarpon Springs, you're going to enjoy the beauty, the ambiance, the personality that you are exuding with because you live with it every day. I live with it every day. You want to escape and just let everything go for a day. Come down to Tarpon Springs, right downtown Tarpon Springs. You will not want for anything from the sponge docks to entertainment to the eateries. Everything is right there.
Downtown. People forget. A lot of times people will call in and think that they'll say, well, you're downtown Sponge Docks. No, the Sponge Docks are half a mile from downtown. Downtown
That's right.
is our historic core, and we have the beautiful bayou with the Golden Crescent and all of the restored Victorians that are along that. They were the original founders when we were a luxury resort.
We're going to be doing Tai Chi on the bayou.
No kidding.
Yes, we are, and it's going to be free. My husband is back, healthy again, and we're going to set that up, and we'll let you know, and we can spread the word.
Oh, that will be fabulous.
Exactly. You know? Just a few seconds remaining. Thank you, my friend.
I know. It's so good to see you again.
Thank you. All of our friends out there.
Come visit.
We'll be back.
All right, this week we're going to talk about something exciting as usual.
We always have something exciting.
Yes, we do.
At least it's exciting to us.
But this is a question that comes up.
TV, hey, it is Friday night. We're not here. Yes, we pre-recorded once again because WeBeam TV is working over in Tampa with dancing with the stars.
62, who knew? I almost said Professional Mortgage Alliance, Joe's Bar and Grill, but actually it's our 39th week. 62, who knew?
We're at the wonderful steampunk event at the Verizon Event Center here in 2019. I think it's still August, right? Yep. Woo! Can't remember
to be able to help businesses to do that part of it. But it's just been a couple years.
Well, and I've taken the business card files from our business cards and saved them.
Entrepreneurs and professionals of Tampa Bay, welcome to your hour for getting the information, the tools, and the connections
Ian
for
Beckles on Radio Influence.
Or you say left hand white, and then they catch the left hand white. What it does, it helps you quick with hand-eye coordination. Yeah.
Well, that's kind
As your super connector, we want to introduce you to our 50-plus show partners. We got over 80 categories of expert contributor advice here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and we want to
That's where we disagree, but that's okay.
I said nonviolent.
That's okay.
Because, we're one of the only states that don't give them back the right. Got Jamie Limbaugh. He is from the Next Step Image. I love that name because you were telling me earlier.
For the type of republic we actually are is actually very correct. Yet politicians and regular people use these words interchangeably, even though technically they are very different.
If you're an overdoer, overachiever, people pleaser, we tend to neglect ourselves. And even as Sisters Connected here, with Women Unscripted, I know